Hey everyone, it's
Alexis,
and Lillian here.
coming to you from Italy.
It's really hot.
Yeah, it's very hot out here.
A couple of people have asked for this, so here it is. It is our coming out stories.
By request, coming out video for you.
And just before we start, quick thing, we're planning on doing a Q&A video, but we need a couple more cues to make this video. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like to know about us, let us know in the comments, and then in a video soon we will give you the answer to these questions. Okay, but now coming out story. You start.
I first came out to my grandma. I just pretty much told her, and she didn't have a problem with it. She just said, as long as you're happy.
So what exactly did you tell her? And how old were you?
I was probably, like your age, 16. And I just told her, I was like, Nana, I think I like girls. And she's just like, are you sure? I was like, think so. Then my Nana is just very accepting, so she's just said, yeah, of course. That's what makes you happy. That's what makes you happy. And I'm happy. And then it was just very quick, and I was like, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
And how did you, come to terms with your sexuality? Sexual orientation?
I think I was just I don't know, it just felt right. And I just looked at girls all the time being like, oh, they're really pretty. And then I started thinking, I kind of want to, do things with them.
But were you ever like, oh, I can't feel this way?
No.
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 It was never a struggle. Because
No.
you know a lot of people struggle with it.
Yeah, which really sucks. But no, I didn't really. I was just kind of felt certain ways when I was around certain people, and then I got a girlfriend, and then I was like, okay, I had sex, obviously. And then, I was just like, I like this more than doing things with guys. So, that was pretty much it. And I shouldn't get into details.
Yes, get into details, why not? People like details.
Okay, well, oh God, no.
Okay, what's this detail?
Well, watching porn.
Well, tell him.
Okay, so another thing I realized is if I ever watched porn, I was always looking at the girl. I remember being young, you find porn, you're like, oh, what is this? Blah blah blah. And then I found it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is porn.
And the woman, oh my god, for me it was totally not like that.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, girl, yes, I like that part. And then that's I remember catching myself. I remember being like, why am I only looking at the girl? The guy, I was just like, ooh. Oh, and then I told my mom actually recently, and she was on Skype. Hi, Mom, if you're watching. You were on, Lillian was on Skype.
Wait, you're going to just tell her that?
What? Oh, well, she watches it. She'll just laugh or something.
Okay.
Oh. But anyways, so I actually just recently came out to my mom on the phone because she lives not in the same province as me. So she found out through people in my family, and then she was like, by the way, I know you have a girlfriend. And I was like, yeah.
And that was that. Were you nervous?
No.
Were you relieved afterwards?
I guess there was a little bit of weight lifted off. Yeah, it wasn't a huge weight lifted off just because I don't have this really close connection with my mom, but I understand if people are really close with their family. It's a lot, but yeah, for me, fortunately, it wasn't a huge weight.
Yeah. For me it was a pretty big weight, just because it's I feel for a lot of people, it's when they tell their family, that's when it's officially just out, and
it's
you
real.
just can be yourself and all of that. And yeah, again, I wasn't really worried about it, but just that I didn't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I feel
and a hiding,
yeah,
being in your
exactly.
shell.
When I was a kid and I was first introduced to the topic, I can't really say that it was always like, oh, I always knew and this and that. No. I read about it, and I read about this whole coming out thing that people who aren't straight have to do, and I remember being like, oh god, I'm so happy that I'm never gonna have to go through that. Little did I know, a couple of years later, but it wasn't horrible. Obviously the big moment is when you come out to your parents, but then again, coming out is a constant process. Every time you meet new people, you pretty much have to tell them. I first came out to my friends when I was about 16 years old. When I was 16, I was just sort of like, okay, I think girls are pretty attractive, and I really liked Tegan and Sarah, and they were into girls too, so I was like, well, this is not that bad.
And her girl crush was Buffy.
Oh yeah, this was earlier though, when I thought that was just a regular thing. I thought every girl felt that way. A lot of them do, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I just told my friends. It took me like an hour to get it out, and then, yeah, I just told them, yeah, I'm into girls, and that's that. And telling my parents, I didn't want it to ever be like, oh, mom and dad, I am this, like a label, because I don't really believe in labels, and I didn't want to identify myself as just something, so I made a point to only tell them once I could tell them, as in, I have a girlfriend. And that's what I did, so I think I was...
Not me.
No, I was... someone else. I was 19 at that point, and I just, yeah, at one point told them, okay, by the way, you should probably know that I have a girlfriend.
But this,
and I was
how was this? Was this in person, or was this
This
like
was
on
in
the phone?
person. No, we were like sitting at the table. And yeah, I just told them. And I knew it wasn't going to be a problem, but I was just so afraid of the awkwardness.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't really want to talk about that. And was it awkward? Well, first reaction, my mom was like, you mean like your lover? And I was like, oh, yes, we do have sex.
Oh my god.
So that was that.
Probably.
And but yeah, it wasn't a big deal or anything. And then none of my friends took it in any crazy way. It was just like a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions that you constantly have to answer. Yeah, it was more like oh, this is pretty cool, like exciting. And it was also never like, ooh, I'm like not into guys, and that's how I know that I'm into girls. Just like, doesn't really matter who the person, like what gender it is, pretty much. If I like the person, I'm gonna like them.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't be scared to let people know, because if this is really how you're feeling and people around you love you, they will accept it.
And if they don't, for a lot of people, it's a process.
Yeah, it takes time.
But yeah, I feel like it's also obviously depending on where in the world you are, but it keeps getting easier and more accepted all around.
Yeah.
So that's good. But like I said, it's a process. Like, coming out is a constant process. We both have to do it constantly, and it can be annoying because it's like sometimes people just like assume that you're straight.
Yeah.
And then they ask you like annoying questions,
and
or
then
just
they get like kind of weird once they like find it out.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And I feel like the worst thing for me, telling especially female friends and people around me, was I was always scared that they were going to be like, oh, so like, are you into me? Or like, now I have to act differently. Like, that's so annoying.
Yeah,
But they'll eventually get over it, because it's like, chill, you're not that hot.
Not that into you, relax. But yeah, in the end, it's going to be a weight lifted off, even if it's a little bit or a lot. It's going to feel a lot better.
But don't feel pressured into doing it. Just if you want to do it whenever you want to do it, just go for it. But if you don't feel like it's there, it's like totally fine. It doesn't make you any less of what you identify as.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyways, so we have Snapchat now, so follow us on Snapchat.
Do you say follow? Add us on Snapchat. Follow us on Instagram. And yeah, so send us those questions for the Q&A. Any more requests for videos? We are going to a festival in Germany soon.
Really.
We are going to the Wilde Möhre festival.
So, if you are there, send us a DM.
Message.
Yeah.
And then what's gonna happen? We're gonna meet up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dance a little. Sing a little. Like, subscribe, share, do all those great things because we love you.
Thanks for all the comments and all the love. See you soon.
Tschüss. Oh, one more time.